Welcome to the Charlotte Business Podcast booth. We're at Entrepreneurs Connect networking event right here in the heart of Uptown Charlotte. Be sure to check us out wherever you get your podcasts, and of course on YouTube, the Charlotte Business Podcast booth. Joined by Mr. Teniko. Second time seeing you here.
Yep.
You were just telling me about. Well, first of all, what are you doing here?
I'm here just to connect, be around other entrepreneurs. I got laid off last month, and so it's kind of forcing me into the entrepreneurship journey a little bit harder than I initially anticipated. I have a YouTube channel and a podcast myself, as well as I'm launching another business to kind of support the people that I was supporting at my company before, just on my own, kind of as more as an advisory role.
So what kind of work?
So I used to work for a real estate brokerage.
Okay.
And a lot of the agents that I was training on how to use our systems would rather to pay somebody to do it. And so going in and helping them like with their CRM cleanup.
So you're going to poach?
Yeah.
Poach clients?
I'm not really poaching. I'm not taking them from the brokerage. I'm just, doing the work for them.
Okay. Contract?
Yeah.
Okay.
So being able to, help with their outreach, set up some automations, those kind of things, integrate the platform to their actual business so they can kind of focus on what they like doing versus stuff that they don't like doing.
Right. So you were laid off from doing that kind of work?
Yeah.
And so now you're going to do it on your own?
Correct.
For the same company?
For the agent, I'm able to do it for any agent, real estate
Freelance,
agent.
basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I know that platform, like back of my hand. I was at the company for almost 7 years, and so that is the easiest one to transition into. But what the knowledge and stuff that I learned while doing that kind of training, I can apply to any agent. So,
were you an agent at some point?
Nah, I never completed my coursework to get my license. Some things, like I understand the power of real estate, but actually going into being the sales side of it just wasn't my ministry.
Mm-hmm. Do it use any AI in what you do?
Yeah. So, like, I use a lot of AI for my ideations and like more so formalizing the responses and stuff like that, mm-hmm. but also some planning and those kind of things. But being able to the next thing that I'm working on right now is like trying to build like an AI bot or AI chat bot that I can sell to someone or integrate them to someone that they can take and use into for whatever specific task that they need. Okay.
So, are you doing a lot of networking events?
Yeah, I'm going to a few. I also just joined the Urban League as another opportunity to network and build, business and professional relationships. I've always been kind of a networker. I moved around a lot growing up, so I kind of had to, connect with people often. And so this is, I'm doing a lot of networking and going to different things so that I can, just build up that relationship with people.
Who do you expect to meet? Like, who do you want to meet at networking events? Like, what type of relationships are you looking to form?
Sometimes just for accountability, just someone I can, share ideas with or bounce ideas off of in terms of setting up the business, learning from people who are doing the other things, and I never thought about that.
Yeah.
I'm a sponge, so I like to just kind of get information and try to learn as much as possible. Hopefully, people I can interview for my podcast. I always love to do that, and I actually have to schedule out some more of those interviews. But I just like to connect with people. I never know exactly what I might receive from the people that I talk to and have a communication with, but that doesn't stop me from like reaching out to them or just keeping in contact, just saying what's up, because you just never know these days.
Yeah. Talk about your podcast, man. What's it called?
So the name of my podcast is What Drives You, the letter U, not Y-O-U. It's a podcast where I kind of interview people on what motivates and what drives them to be successful, what's their story. I typically was doing it while driving my car, so kind of like comedians in cars getting coffee kind of conversations. Kind of pivoted to just having the conversations in the car instead of driving just for safety purposes. But I just like to talk. When I moved to Charlotte almost 3 years ago, I drove across country and I had a buddy of mine who met me like halfway and helped me with the drive. And so while we were driving, we were just sitting there talking and having a conversation for how many hours that we were on the road. And that's what kind of sparked the idea of just like having a conversation. I did some research. There wasn't a lot of people doing this kind of thing. Everyone thinks like carpool karaoke when I say, I'm interviewing in my car. But that's where like the kind of idea came from. And then I've been able to have conversations with some real estate professionals, some people who are just, starting business, some musicians, anyone that kind of like is interesting or just has something that they want to share. I'm open to interviewing anybody and anyone, just because I don't feel like there's nothing that someone can't teach me that I don't know. Like everyone's experience is different, so I just like to highlight what other people's experiences are.
Who's your audience for that podcast?
I would say people so initially it was like people in like their millennial age, like 30s. I interviewed a lot of people in like the real estate space, so people who are interested in getting into the market or becoming agents and those kind of things. It's kind of expanded a little bit to just people who are interested in people, just people who would like to listen to different stories. I interviewed my parents on separate occasions, like my mom and my dad.
I think I saw the one.
Yeah, my mom is probably the most recent one that's up. And so just being able to have conversations, I'm aiming it for people who just like to listen to conversations with people. Like I said, I try to get people from all wide ranges if I think the conversation would be interesting. But at the end of the day, it's just if you like to just listen to people, share their story, share where they've come from. Some people speak how much God has affected their life, or just how they've gone through adversity and overcome it, or have made big changes. Like that's kind of who I aim it towards, and I've gotten a decent amount of success so far. My main issue is just consistency and getting it out and being consistent. Because I know if I can get it in a more consistent flow, then it would take off and do a lot more.
Okay, good. When are you launching the business?
The business should be getting, by the end of the next week is when I'm going to be officially like launching it. I got to make some tweaks to the website, and still waiting on the state to finalize the LLC application. It says estimated it should be done by next week, but so by the end of Black History Month, I want to have it out. So I was working with a lot of real estate agents from around the country in my leadership positions.
So they don't have to be here in Charlotte?
No.
Okay. So
they don't have to be here in Charlotte. I'm not taking on any and everybody. I do want to like interview people just to make sure that it would be a good fit for what it is that we can do. Because the service isn't going to be like the cheapest service. I'm not out here just trying to be like a virtual assistant.
You got to
like
earn a living, man. Charge what you're worth.
Exactly. And I know, and like especially for people who were at the company previously, it's easier for me to come in because they don't have to train me to do stuff. It's just like, I just need this done. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Sometimes when you're hiring a virtual assistant, it's great, but you have to train them on how on the system. And then if you're not using the system as much as you should, then it's hard to train somebody to use it.
You don't know how to do it.
Right. And so that came up. That was a pain point that I saw a lot. I've already had a couple people that was like, let me know when your business is set up so we can go ahead and get started.
Oh, good. Man.
So I do have some clientele kind of in the pipeline, and I'm just trying to build. I just want to make sure I have all my ducks in a row, so that I can get paid, get through my business account and all that kind of stuff. Like trying to keep that separate and trying to make everything work.
Okay. Cool. So tell everybody how they can find you, man. I know you want to listen to the podcast, so you want to plug that real quick.
Yeah. So if you go onto YouTube, it's What Drives You, the letter U. The icon is WDU. It usually pops up when you first type it in. On Instagram, What Drives You _. TikTok, What Drives You. You can follow my personal page. It's Niko the Sixth, NIKOTHESIXTH on Instagram and Threads. And I share a lot of ideas and opinions on things, but overall, I try to be as positive as possible. Just keep moving forward.
Cool, man. I appreciate you for joining me, man.
Thank you. And I appreciate you for having me on.
Yes, sir.